Hi, and welcome to the Chaunty Show. Here we are with Mike Messier. Film director and so many other things. We'll have him introduce himself in a minute. And we are so happy to have him here with us. It was a great thing to have you on our show, Mike. What would you explain yourself as?
I'm a Renaissance man. No, seriously. I'm a filmmaker, independent filmmaker, very independent. I'm an acting coach. I'm a screenwriter. I'm an actor myself. And yeah, maybe that's about it. But there's a lot of things. So as far as filmmaker goes, I write scripts. I usually direct my own stuff. And recently I've discovered that I'm a producer. For lack of a better term, I'm producing my own stuff as well. So that's a lot of fun.
That's amazing. You have a lot of accomplishments to be proud of. So that's a very good thing. What brought you into the film industry?
Well, when I was in high school, I was playing around with 2 VCRs and a boombox, really old school stuff, and I manipulated a way to make music videos. So I took some Black Sabbath, Iron Man, mixed it with some Road Warriors footage. That's a wrestling tag team, a pro wrestling tag team, and I made a little music video that impressed my friends. And then I took some Elton John songs, Rocket Man, for instance, and I put that with some material for a high school class project. And I just discovered that I could make these music videos, and that planted the seed. Years later, I teamed up with a guy named George, and we made a movie called Man and You, a Providence love story. And that was an 80-minute film that we made in a year and a half with absolutely no money. Wow. And didn't pay. You know, it was crazy that we made this movie, and looking back, a year and a half was like nothing, you know, compared to how projects take as long as they do now. But we had a good time with that, and I cast myself as Guy Smith in that movie, and then I kind of got the acting bug. I started taking acting classes at Perishable Theater in Providence and going up to Maine Media Workshops for a film school, and all types of good stuff, kind of snowballed from there.
What other movies and films have you appeared in? And what characters have you played?
Well, in a movie called Hard Luck, which is a USA Network film, I played Sybil Shepherd's son, a mentally challenged character named Eugene. In the film, Sybil, who was in Taxi Driver, the TV show Moonlighting, she was in the Last Picture Show. Yeah. I think she was a Prel shampoo girl back in the 60s or 70s. I think that was the case. But I played Sybil's son, and I played Eugene, and Eugene was like kind of mentally, you know, challenged, and it was a good experience because that really got me to another level. I got to work with Wesley Snipes from Blade, had a fight scene with him, and the director of the movie, Mario Van Peebles, who directed New Jack City, kind of took a shine to me. You know, he liked me. I liked working with him, and it was a really cool deal. The other little life Messier story is that a couple of years ago I went to do extra work for Hope Springs, a Meryl Streep movie, and through a crazy turn of events I got to have just a little scene with Meryl Streep and Elizabeth Shue.
I saw that.
Yeah, they actually used my name in the movie. They called me Mike, and so it was like one of those weird deals where like just showing up for life, because even though it was extra work, I mean I got to work with Meryl Streep, so I mean I'm pretty happy about that, yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. Wow. Do you have any theater background?
Yeah, I've done some theater with Lenny Schwartz, is a good buddy of mine. Lenny's quite an accomplished playwright at this point. He does Daydream Theater of Rhode Island. I did a show called Memoirs of a Video Store Madman, where I played an evil video store owner named Howard Bender, and I got to yell, and I got to improv. You know, whether people liked it or not, I improv most of the stuff every night, which is just kind of wild. Yeah. And I do Murder on Us dinner theater occasionally. It's a dinner theater troupe out of Providence, Rhode Island.
Those are good.
Yeah, it's fun. People, you know, get to eat, they get to watch the show, and I always say with dinner theater, you know, like Ma and Pa Kettle are headed home after the show, and like the husband says to the wife, you know, those actors were pretty funny, but I really like the steak. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, it's fun being here on the Chaunty Show. You know, it's like it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, we're happy to have you. Thank you for coming again.
Thanks.
Amazing. What resource has helped you the most in your career that you can think of?
Well, NewEnglandFilm.com. You know, I was actually just speaking with Michelle Meek, who originated NewEnglandFilm.com. She really put together a nice website. I was talking with her and I said, hey, you know what, I actually got an HBO audition out of her website going way back, but I mean, her and Annie Mulhall from LDI Casting is a great resource. And you know, I'll mention that all the acting coaches I've had, the books, Audition by Michael Sherlock, The Power of the Actor by Ivana Chubbuck, and The Intent to Live by Larry Moss. I recommend those books. A book called Making Movies by Sidney LeMay. I recommend that for filmmakers. And finally, Movie Maker's Masterclass, Interviews with Laurent Gerard, is an awesome book for people wanting to get motivated and inspired to make their own movies. You know, so all those sources I go for.
That's a lot of great advice all in one piece. So people take notes because you're going to want to take down these book names and check them out. They're amazing. I want to move on to next. What would you say as an acting coach is a solid piece of advice for our viewers and aspiring actors?
Well, get active. Get active. You know, first of all, core acting is my class, and the T in acting to me stands for training. So take classes. I mean, don't think you're just going to walk in and be awesome and they're going to love you. They might like your look, but if you got to have that training. You got to take those classes, read those books, do student films. You know. Yeah. At the same time, I was saying today on another website, Industry Insiders. You know, like I was saying, pick your spots because you don't want to do every little thing that comes along. You've got to weigh the consequences of your actions. If you're going to do every little piece that someone wants you to do, that takes time and energy. So you really have to make these decisions quickly but carefully. You know, and you got to trust your instincts, but at the same time, I've trusted my instincts and been busted, and I've not trusted my instincts, and it's just a really interesting business. Like you weigh the pros and cons, but sometimes you got to go for it, and sometimes you don't. So
it's a journey.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Definitely. So what are your trades?
My
trades.
Oh, like what I do?
Yeah.
Well, I'm you know, acting coach is probably what people like me for and know me for because I've helped people come along with their own acting.
Yeah.
You know, my own acting has been put on hold for a little while, but I'm trying to get back into that.
Yeah.
I host a public access show out of Seekonk called Short Film Showcase.
Yeah.
I host you've been on. It's great to have you with Brian Casey, our producer, and Jeff and Cody at Seekonk 9.
Yeah.
Make the show look great. I host Rhodey Wood Short Film Critique Night at Brooklyn Coffee and Tea House. I've been doing that for about four or 5 years.
Yeah.
And I make these very artsy movies, you know. Pretty happy with those. Wrestling with Sandy. Co-directed a piece called The Actor with Skip Shea. We had David Graziano, Christine Perla, and Diana Porter in that movie. That's done pretty well recently.
Yeah.
We recently finished something called The Nature of the Flame.
Yeah.
We shot in Newport, the Cliff Walk, and we shot at a really cool location called the Providence Zen Center, and that's almost done. So,
wow.
I don't know. I mean, people seem to like me, but you never know. We'll find out.
You're a very likable person. I'm sure people like you.
Thanks.
Let's see. Being a filmmaker and a screenwriter, what projects are you most excited about besides the ones that you just described?
That's a good question. You know, I'm excited. You mean like local stuff that I'm not involved with directly?
Yeah, stuff that you haven't mentioned yet that you're also excited about that you'd like to get out there.
Well, just for something that I have nothing to do with, my buddy Vinny Paz, the boxer. You know, finally his life story is coming to the silver screen. So all those guys that are doing that movie, Chad Verdi, I guess Martin Scorsese is involved. I'm excited for my buddy, you know, because Vinny Paz is a cool dude. We're both born in December. You know, he's really been a good friend of mine. You know, we have an interesting dynamic when we're together. We just kind of get it, you know, because he's a cool dude. We're both Sagittarius, and we like to hang out once in a while. So I'm just happy for him. As far as my own things go, Chris and the Coffee Girl is something I'm looking forward to getting that off the ground because that's a movie that's been a couple years in the making, and we're trying to get that funding, trying to get that financing. If anyone out there wants to fund a very funny romantic comedy, please contact me, and you can find me pretty easily enough. So.
Alright, what inspires you the most?
What inspires me is stuff like, seeing Al Pacino in Scent of a Woman, Ray Liotta in Goodfellas, Nicole Kidman in a lot of stuff, Dogville or Eyes Wide Shut, Tom Cruise, in that Born on the 4th of July, even Andrew Dice Clay, the comedian, I saw him live once. So seeing people do great things, seeing people master their craft, do the hard work, that inspires me to just give it a shot. Maybe I'm not going to be the Michael Jordan or the of basketball, obviously, or I'm not going to be Orson Welles or Citizen Kane, but I feel like if you aspire to greatness, you just might do something in that ballpark.
Yeah, it's always a nice way to put it and think about it. That's very good.
Yeah.
Definitely. What opportunities are you most thankful for?
Well, I think that hard luck piece that I got the opportunity to do, because that really came out of nowhere. I mean, there was very few opportunities for local actors to have a principal role in a movie.
Yeah.
With Wesley Snipes, Sybil Shepherd, Louise Guzman's in the movie, and Annie at LDI Casting, she gave me a shot, and I had 4 auditions for that movie, and I got the role. And, so that one's, and I've really been thankful for a lot of things. And really thankful for the local community for supporting me, for like saying, hey, this guy has a clue, like he's trying, and people give me a break sometimes, so that's good.
That is good.
Yeah.
That is very good. What makes a good actor besides training?
Oh, that's a good question, because I was going to say training, and you slipped in besides training.
Yeah.
Well, you always have to have that it factor.
Yeah.
And it's a thing where you can learn to be a great actor, but everybody has different levels of that it factor. Some people are just a little bit dynamic, whatever it is, whether it's they were born that way or they achieved it, like Lady Gaga, right? Born that way. I'm trying to be hip. So you have those people that have the X factor, the it factor, whatever you want to call it, and they just have that little something. But I think it is training and work. You said besides that, but I'll go to that because I think that's what it's all about myself.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree. And what do you look for in talent or actors when you're casting your films?
Well, I like people that show up because, people that just are in the game, people that want to be involved. Because sometimes I've been in a situation where I have a great project and I'm trying to tell someone, hey, you'd be good for this, blah, blah, blah. And it's like twisting their arm, and it's like, all right, because sometimes you just realize this person, whatever they're trying to do in life, it's not act.
Yeah.
And even if you just silver platter them, they don't want to do it.
Yeah.
So I like people that come to the audition. I like people that read the books, that come to classes. Even if it's not my class, they're doing something with, Richard Bailey up in Boston, or they're working with somebody. Yeah. I respect that, and.
Who do you mainly work with on your films?
Well, I've been working with, specifically, I've been working with a guy named Jose Gonzalez a lot lately.
Yeah.
He was in a movie called, part of this guy, Seth Chigwood, is a real good guy, did Marriage is Bliss, part of the In the Bedroom series. And Jose and Lanisha Edmonds, a student of mine in core acting, worked together as a married couple in our little scene that should be coming out soon. So the In the Bedroom web series is a nice project.
Very excited about that.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. I originally met Jose through a mutual friend, Nick Kachiri, who we both cast Jose as a character in American Luchador. He's playing Educo, which is a mysterious luchador character. And Jose just really nailed that. And also Disregard the Vampire, which we just shot in March. Jose played Joe, an average Joe with a chip on his shoulder. So Jose is becoming a go-to guy. David Graziano is someone I always recommend as a go-to guy. There's a lot of people that I always suggest, and if people want to cast them or not, they're people on the short list. You know what I mean? But yeah.
That's always good to help out other casting directors and just let others know who's also good out there that you would recommend. So very nice of you and very kind.
Well, we have to, thank you. We have to look out for each other because there's a lot of times when someone is great, they may not be great for what I'm doing, but I call up, Brian Casey or, you know, whoever, and I say, hey, this actor will deliver the goods. You know, they'll come through, and my experience has been good with this actor, and you know, maybe you should work with them. So.
Yeah, that's always great. So, do you see yourself hosting the short film showcase for a long time in Syncog Mass TV9 with producer Brian Casey and co-host Ella? Can you tell me a little bit about that show and what its main focus is?
The main focus is to expand the horizons of New England filmmakers and actors. And Brian Casey was his brainchild, and I'm along as the host, and I think I'm getting the co-producer credit now, and we have Ella jumping in and helping out. And the idea is that we are trying to get New England film a resource that people can watch and say, take really seriously. Like, hey, you know, this Wes Williams guy is really interesting. He was a guest. Chaunty Spillane is cool. Let's cast her in something. You know, we've had a lot of good guests, and they come on and talk about their work, and it's just something we want to. I consider it our little inside the actor's studio. You know, like that's our deal. That's what I try to do as the host. I try to lift our game to that level. And once again, that's greatness, James Lipton. If we scratch the surface of that, we're doing okay. You know, like Charlie Rose goes to Charlie Rose interview shows, and I try to raise my game as much as I can to those guys.
Yeah, excellent. That's very good. Is this something that you see yourself doing for the rest of your life?
I don't know. I mean, the rest of my life is hopefully, you know, I got some years on me, and I would really like for short film showcase to take off to a national level, you know, to really blow it up. And I'd love to be the host if and when that happens. So me and Brian Casey would invite people to check out, you know, Facebook Short Film Showcase. If you go to MikeMessier.com, you can find the same episodes, the backlog of episodes right there too.
Yep. All right, good. What's your ultimate career and your goal?
My ultimate career goal? Really to make wrestling a sanity. That's a piece that's, wow, I've been working on that for a while. You know, there's a stage play called Victorious, The Battle for Sanity. What it's about is the struggle of mental illness and the escapism of pro wrestling entertainment. So it's I don't even mind talking about it because like it's so unique. The script is really interesting that I don't think anyone could copy it.
Yeah.
We have Raven attached as a lead wrestler actor as Hell's Champion. That's his character name. And you know, we made 3 short films based on the feature screenplay, and we won 3 awards for that.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. And so it's a long time coming. So I mean, that project, you know, just to be real raw with you, has been put on the back burner because it's just not ready to happen. You know, and that gets frustrating. But sometimes that's what's got to happen. Like you've got to learn and educate yourself and learn through experience. You know, do something else. You know, come back to this. You know what I mean? And it's a journey.
It is a journey. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Thank you again for watching, everyone. This has been an amazing experience, and I really appreciate it, Mike, for you coming all the way out here to be on the show. You're amazing.
Oh, thanks,
You've been a wonderful guest, and we hope to have you on again soon.
Well, thanks, Chaunty Spillane. Thanks to your producer, Jason, and everything. It's been really cool.
Thank you very much. All right. We'll see you later.
Bye.